Okay, well, while I relaunch, I'll explain. So, I spawned in a co-op gnome, which is on a key in the game, on 0 key on the keyboard actually, and I play the game with a controller. Um, Great. Okay, anyway, we'll get back into the game. Didn't crash, never happened. We spawn in the co-op gnome, and you'll see it says, Player 2 added, beta, please report 2-player bugs to the community. Which is precisely what we don't want to do, since it's a speedrun. We want to exploit the bugs as much as we can, to go fast. And it's like the most game-breaking thing. All the bugs that this brings. So we can do this, like, infinite jump thing, where if you run away from your co-op partner, he'll start teleporting towards you, and he'll follow you everywhere you go. Then you grab him, throw him away from you, and he'll keep, like, spawning underneath you. So we can jump horizontally like this, but we'll only be using that for the first few levels. You'll see why soon. And we can also go infinitely upwards. Like, as much as we want, we can just go up. So there's triggers underneath doors and stuff that he didn't place in the right spots. All sorts of things that breaks the game. So you don't have to do anything intended, essentially. So the plot is basically that fairies have taken over the world. You're a gnome. You're trying to save gnome kind by freeing gnomes from cages and capturing fairies. But throughout the run, we only actually free 2 gnomes out of a possible 100 or so. So we're doing really well for gnome kind. Right, so in every world, this is the ice world. There's 4 worlds, so you've got ice, fire, lightning, and wind. There's 4 levels. Wait, no, there's 3 levels. There's Gary's Grotto in every one of them, and then there's an overworld gem as well that we need to get. So every level gives you a gem, and that's what we need to complete the game. All the gems, basically. So yeah, we'll be going... The first few levels are kind of fast-paced compared to the rest. The rest is kind of abusing the infinite flying stuff. So it's a lot of just going through all these teleporters. Because the developer kind of spread out all the platforms for the first couple of levels, just so you couldn't skip to the end immediately, and then you kind of give up after a few levels. So we have to use these teleporters for the first couple, and then we don't. So that's the second gnome and the last gnome that we'll free in this playthrough. And that's to get this upgrade, which is just the sword that does twice as much damage as the first sword we pick up. So this is basically, at the end of every level, we get a boss fight, or, you know, air quotes, boss fight. Because you just spam, for almost every one of them, you just spam as hard as you can. And there's no technique. Just trying to hit the hitbox. Right. So that's the first gem of many. Oh, I thought I had my timer running, but I don't. That's fine. I guess I might have reset by instinct when the game crashed, but that's fine. Oh, so during these cutscenes, after every level, you can actually run around, but it's not always consistent, the direction that you run in. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. So you can try and guess which way you need to go to get to the next level, and it'll spawn you in the next level if you manage to run in within that cutscene. But it's kind of tricky, because the camera isn't always loyal. Sometimes it betrays you. Okay. Stop nyawing. Alright, don't usually get frozen there. But the upgrade we're about to get is another one that breaks the game completely. There's only a couple of upgrades that we get, but all of them just break the game even more. There's a bunch of upgrades that you can get in a casual playthrough, but we're only going to get the ones required to go fast, obviously. So the one we just picked up gives us this spin dash move, and since we can already go infinitely up, the only thing that would help us now is to go infinitely sideways, right? Or horizontal. Which we can now do with the spin dash move. Thank you, game dev. And for putting that in the second level as well. That's very handy. Oh yeah, I know the time is on stream. I just need it for one section of the run. But I have my live split, so I'll be fine. Yeah, so I've been clipping into all these like ice blocks with a co-op partner. And we'll be doing that in a different way later as well. We'll be clipping into these shops to get specific items that help us. God damn it. So this freezing, like, the hitbox and these spinny freezing things aren't very good. Like everything in this game. Just not very good. Okay, so that's the second one. So maybe I should explain why I'm running this game, why anyone would play this game, and what it is. So it's a terrible 3D platformer you can find on Steam. Purchased for, I think, £1.50 or so when it was on sale. Probably the best £1.50 I ever spent. If we don't include Clumsy Fred. It actually has a surprising amount of content in it. We just skip a lot of it because it's not been tested. I think the whole game was made by one man, so you can't fault him really for that. And it was made in 2016, by the way. If you think it looks like an old game, you're right, but it's not. Made in 2016. What a gem. Okay, so the level I just did is called Gary's Grotto, or Gary's Grove, depending on what world you go into it on. And there are 5 gems... Oh, god damn it. If it's not ladders, it's poles, right? In games that don't work properly. Yeah, so in Gary's Grove / Gary's Grotto, there's a gem of each color. So there's the 4 overworld ones, the 4 different world ones, and there's a purple one as well, which is like the final boss color. So this level's actually huge. It's just a shame you can skip right to the end, like every other level. Oh god, please. Let's hope I don't mess this up. Okay, that one's kind of tight. Requires 200 level IQ tier mashing. Yeah, Shu, it is very good for one man making a game. It's just not been tested, really. There's so much in it, though. Quality content. I think 100%ing this game would take a really long time. Okay, I don't really want to die here, because I might have to... Oh, god damn it, stop jumping. Well, I did die anyway, but that's okay. We have plenty of time to kill. Oh, we didn't get thrown back to the start of the level. But we can't do damage to them. This happened on my stream the other day. There we go. I think I'm only damaging one of them. Oh my god, come on, please. Okay, so you'd think, because I speedrun this game, I might have an explanation for when things like that happen. And you'd be right in assuming that. Because I don't. I don't know why that happens. and I just hope it works now. Okay. So hopefully this time my mashing works. I mash in just the right way that the game doesn't bug out and I can hit the enemies. They do sound like they're in pain, so at least gives me some satisfaction. Ow. Why am I... They're hitting me down to 1 health. That's insane. Dear me. This fight, for reference, usually takes 10 seconds. Not a minute. Okay, one left. One mushroom man left to die. Okay, one of them dropped berries, actually, so we might be able to kill this guy with berries. He doesn't exist, apparently. Now he does. Now he doesn't again. Berries again, possibly? This is, quite the display of skill I'm putting on here, I tell you what. Okay. He has a hitbox again. We've done it. We get a clapper. Come on. Perfect. Perfect 3rd level there. Nothing wrong with that at all. That's the ice world, actually. So, 1 out of 4 done. We're on pace for world record 2 years ago, when the game didn't come out. So we're going to go back to the main hub here, and go through into the second world. And hopefully... You know what? I'm going to show off the... If I stop sliding around. I'll show off the shop thing here. You just got a wee bit stronger, which means we picked up that heart piece, and now we have 5 health instead of 4. And we're really gonna abuse the shop clipping stuff in a second here to get us an item that makes the worst level in the game bearable, or somewhat bearable. I don't know why I'm dragging my friend with me here. We'll grab another heart. So one thing to note is our co-op gnome only spawns in one direction to us. So we can't actually get certain items all the time. We kind of have to base it off which direction he spawns in. Right, so here, I'm going to get the most important item of the game. We're going to get this invincibility, some bombs for no reason, another heart, and cool guy glasses. No, but this hat in the top right is a double damage hat, so this one's really tricky to get, because the direction that our co-op gnome spawns in, we also have to get the camera angle right. Just so we can inch him across that platform and jump into the hat without him being popped out of the little box there. Okay, we got it. AGDQ applause eruption sound here, please. Alright, so this is the worst boss fight in the game. Despite the massive mushrooms that just went terribly, this one will go worse, undoubtedly. Even though we got the double damage thing just then, this one's just not going to go well. Hello, what is games? Well, I tell you what is games. This is Gnomes vs. Fairies. As a game. The movie. Yes, yes indeed, that was the worst fight of the game. It never goes that well. I don't know how it went that well. I think I usually don't have this many berries because I haven't died beforehand. But that's very good. Usually I die there. So, perfect. Okay, this one's just a lot of jumping and dashing again through the level. We don't need to use the co-op gnome in this one, which is kind of nice, because it is a bit of a hassle to get him out, throw him, run away from him, all the shenanigans you have to do to do the old infinite jumping. But in the next level, we're gonna be doing some, for sure. And the next level has the best music of the game. I better see some sour please in the chat, but not yet. Next level. So the only thing this level offers us is an epic boss fight in this volcano against the dragon. How cool is that? So since this one looks so cool, obviously it's going to be much harder than fighting against, you know, 3 massive squidgy mushroom looking things, right? This boss fight's bound to take a few minutes. And there's no way we can do it with having played the game for 10 minutes. There's no way we'd have the equipment to beat this boss, right? But we did. Because you just have to mash. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention so far is when you're mashing to fight bosses, your like sword swing, the animation of your sword swinging doesn't actually mean anything. It's just however many inputs you do. That's how much damage you'll. Heck yeah. Okay. Sour, please. For this one. It's about to drop right now. Here we go. That's how I like my music, with a faint background noise of mashing A. Nothing better. Wait. No, hold on. Hold on. Well, we'll have to do that again, because that guy's meant to drop us a cape that helps us complete the game. So, let's go again on that one. And I hope he drops us the item that we need to do the speedrun. So I actually have to constantly move my left analog stick while I'm doing that, so I don't slip through the gnome underneath me. The gnome within. There we go. That's what I needed. And for some reason, I got rid of him. Throw him over the edge. And back he comes. Loyal as ever. Oh. Yep, there we go. So what the hover cape does, once it actually gives it to us on the second try for some reason, is when we hold A, we'll float down really, really slowly. So that's good for flying horizontally, because we lose almost no height at all. And we can go forever, basically. Oh god. Don't want to get hit by this guy. There we go. Yeah, of course, this is the intended route. The intended route. That's what it is. Okay, so this is where we abuse Gary's grove. It's grove in here. That's what it is. After we just grab this one quickly. This overworld one. So the one person I have to give a shout out for this game is Shu in the chat, Drunken Shu, for doing a lot of glitch finding and strat finding for this game. He ventured where no other man would in the name of science. So we're going to be grabbing another 3 gems here. The rest of the Gary's Grove ones. Which means we'll unlock a bunch of levels early. And we don't have to come back into this level. What about you? Well, okay, so Floobs is going to run this game one day. Shout out to Floobs for... He's actually played this game casually. I forgot about that. Oh, actually, I can fly, yeah, straight from here. So you're supposed to only be able to get these other gems once you've acquired special abilities from the selected worlds. But because we have this cape that lets us float and the dash move, we can just dash all over the place and just get them early. Floobs, I'll shout out who I want as future world record holder. So shoutouts to Floobs for being the future world record holder of this game and every other game. Someday, he'll have them all. So if you're getting sick and tired of this jumping up slowly and hearing me mash A, then don't be afraid, because there's plenty more where that came from in a level coming soon. And if I happen to mess up that level, that's going to be another 3 minutes of infinite flying. And every time I fail it, add more minutes on. Okay, so we're about to get the last gem here in Gary's Grove. Using the co-op partner once again. Remember, please report bugs to the community. Don't let them go unnoticed, guys. Just, come on, make this game better. So I have to be careful here when I jump into the purple gem that I don't touch the ground where it's purple. Because it just throws me into the void and kills me. Because, hey, you're not allowed to be here early. Get out. But we didn't hit the ground, so it's fine. I gotta mash harder, you barely hear it. I'm sorry, I have my controller down low to go fast for aerodynamic when I'm sat here on my chair. So the reason we get the purple last is so we spawn here, right next to the portal for the next level, rather than having to hit back and then travel in the overworld. And this world has really dramatic music. You might have noticed that yourselves. It's really, really intense. Okay. So we're gonna grab 2 upgrades here in this level. And then we're gonna... we are gonna fight evil. And not evil as in fairies, but evil as in game design. And speedrun strats as well. It's just... it's a real treat, the next level after this. So I'll start explaining that level now, I guess. So the next level is called Tall Ball World. Which is a very funny name. Gotta give him props for the name of the level. It's a good name. And it consists of pushing a giant football, or soccer ball if you're wrong, around like a golf course type thing. For some reason. It like, there's nothing else in the game that's anything like it. But you do that, you push it around this golf course, get it in a hole, and a teleport opens up. And then you get teleported to another island where you do the same thing, but with obstacles. And then you get it to the end of that one, and then you get teleported to another island where you do the same thing. And this whole thing takes about anywhere from like 5 to 10 minutes, depending on how much you get fucked by enemies, like pushing the ball off the island, how much you get captured by fairies, which send you back to the start of that island. And if you die to the boss as well, that's, you know, you gotta do the whole thing again, which is another 10 minutes. So, rather than doing that, I found out that all the islands are in the same map, and so is the boss level. So you can fly straight from the start to the boss level. The only problem is, it's really far away. So we have to fly up horizontally for a set amount of time. This is the kind of way I found to get it consistent. We fly up horizontally for a set amount of time, and then start flying in a certain direction. Wait, did I say up horizontally? Vertically, I meant. Silly me. Okay, so we have these wings now that gives us triple jump, just to be more OP, obviously, because we need that. Spawn in the co-op guy. This is the stupid ball, by the way. You gotta push it. It's so slow. The first hole's way over there. So we're just gonna start going up. Okay, so I have a timer running, and I have to do this for 1 minute and 25 seconds. And if I drop it, I fall all the way to the ground, and I have to do it again. So I hope I don't drop it, but I probably will. So if we go too high and then fail it, it's actually faster to quit out rather than... Okay, 39 seconds. Remember that, guys. It's actually faster to quit out rather than float all the way to the ground. Because we float so slowly now that we have the wing upgrade and the float cape upgrade. And even usually, when I'm not in a marathon run, this is kind of... makes me nervous that I'm just gonna, like, my hand's gonna freeze and I'm not gonna press A for a little while. So it's just like zombie hovering, but you don't have to mash as hard, but it's 4 times as spooky. Right, so I need to do this until my time is at 2:05-ish. So I set off my own timer just so I can have the 1:25 easy to see. So we've been mashing for a minute straight now, only 25 seconds left. My arm is... I've been pumping iron for like 2 hours straight. That's what it feels like. Okay, so when we get to the top of our climb, I have to get rid of the co-op guy, which is a button on my keyboard, remember? And I'm currently holding my controller with 2 hands. And I have to start holding... Okay, hang on. I started explaining that at the worst time. Right, should be fine. So I have to start holding left trigger, A, up on left analog stick, and start hitting X just to do the dashes. I can mash X as well, but the timing gets thrown off then, so. And then we fly in this direction, and this was a lot of fun to figure out which direction the boss fight was in. It was just trial and error for maybe an hour, just flying up and then guessing which direction it would be in. And of course, if I got the height wrong, then I wouldn't see it. If I went too high, I just wouldn't see it. If I went too low, I'd drop below it. If I was going in the right direction. So, probably the most fun thing I've done in the speedrun is figure out where the boss fight is on this. And it should... Yeah, there it is. Out of the mist appears a fucking sign from God. The boss fight platform. And until last week, I would have to do this, and then hope that the boss doesn't kill me, because the boss is very RNG heavy here. But I figured out that there's actually invincibility potions that last the entire fight that you can clip into in the shop, so we're gonna do just that. Use one of those bad boys, and we can't get hit. So about 15 seconds of Roblox oof.mp3 later, we've beat the worst level in the game. And we did it first try in the marathon. That was the riskiest part of the run, and it's over with. I'm very, very thankful. Okay, so carrying on with the not awful levels. Oops. There we go. Oh yeah, I forgot. I need to get the overworld one. So the overworld one is really high up in this one. Oh, god damn it. I don't really know why, but it is. Actually, I do know why. So when you casually play this game, obviously you can't do the infinite co-op jump thing. They expect you to buy an airship key that costs 500 gnome coins. I don't know what they call them. Gnome coins works. And that takes a while to farm. So you have to, just to complete the game, you have to drive this awful airship. So we got these speed boosts, because the game's not fast enough as it is. Have to go faster. So this is the level that made Batman. You might remember it from Batman Begins. Classic. Fall into some teleport thing and confronted by an army of bats. Right, so we're now moving on to the Stormlands trademark. Which is the last level. Oops, I went the wrong way. Another thing I forgot to say is the old skirt sound that this game has. When you like turn on your heel. Or like change direction when you're running. Get a nice little skirt. Okay, so I actually... gotta look at my splits here to remember which order I do this in. So there are boss fights that take a while in this world. They don't take a while because they're hard, they just take a while because the bosses have a stupid amount of health. So I can't throw my co-op guy off the edge there at the start because there's actually a kill there's a kill trigger before he gets far enough that he gets sucked back towards me. So I have to run away from him, and there's no platform to run away from him, so you have to bounce away, and it's just really awkward to do. I do know 2 Chainz. I know him personally. Good friend of mine. We're going to use another one of these. Another one. Right here. That's a very funny joke to make in 2018. DJ Khaled is still relevant. Sorry about the noise. Please don't report me. No noise complaints. Okay. Ill. Oh, he's not dead. Okay, so in this level that I'm doing next, we actually get the best sword in the game. I don't remember what it's called. They all have names for some reason, because you know you gotta have lore in your Gnome versus Fairies game in case it becomes like a cult classic. This is, of course, the spooky level that every game needs. And here we fight some, like, big ogres or something. And we have to be careful not to knock them over the edge, although our sword does so much damage at this point, since it's the best sword in the game and doing double damage. The upgrade. They can't really get far enough away. But if they do fall over the edge, it's kind of game over. I have to reset the level. And that's the same for any boss fight. If you knock them over the edge, they don't die. They just kind of float there and you can't hit them. Crystal Greatsword, that's it. Good to go. Coolest name. Right, so this level sucks. It just really sucks. In my PB video, or my PB, it doesn't specifically have to be in the video, it was the run itself. I failed in this level for many minutes. If you had the pleasure of watching them, you're gonna see it again here, because this... I don't know what it is about this level, it's just awful. It should just be a little bit of parkour, and then you use your co-op guy just to get to the end. But something makes this level hard. So you have to be careful anytime there's a fairy, like the one here, like the floating little white thing there. Because they can trap you in a cage, which isn't very good. Send you back to the start of the level, which is on point. That's exactly what you want when you're trying to go fast. Oh god, okay. Gonna have to bounce again. So if I start taking too much damage from this guy, I might have to use an invincibility. But I didn't, so it's fine. Right, so now we're on the final leg of the run, basically. We have all the crystals from 4 worlds. There is a boss fight, actually. At the end of every world, you fight this, like, big dragon boss. But you don't actually have to do that to finish the run. So we skip that, of course, and then now we've unlocked the purple world, Fairy World. And what gives you the other purple crystals is fighting the bosses at the end of each world. But you don't actually need to do that to unlock it, you just need 1. But the specific one you need is the last one. The one you get from 20 other crystals. So, this is kind of a big map. The reason for that is it expects you to go from, like, color to color, getting all these, and then eventually you get the purple color. But you can just keep it at the start, and then you're straight into the boss fight. And in, like, a minute or so, time will be coming up. But we'll have to do this fight first, and it can go wrong, so we'll see. So in this crazy, epic boss fight, to finish the game off, you have another 4 gnomes with you. And you can spawn more with berries. I don't actually have berries to show that. You can spawn as many gnomes as you have berries to help you. So you fight all those massive fairies, it's just very difficult, and then this giga hell fairy thing spawns. Makes no noise, just does that, and then you play tennis. Which is really exciting. She didn't throw anything that time. Sometimes happens. Didn't throw anything again. So I do my best Roger Federer impression. And then one last time. And then I can use my last one. Here. Spam, and hopefully time will come up in a few seconds if she doesn't teleport away. Time. That's it. That is Gnomes vs. Fairies, Grekel's quest. So she explodes, it got some triumphant music, all the pieces fly around. You don't actually have to collect these. The cutscene, like the end cutscene, will play at a set amount of time anyway, after you defeat it, so that's game over. So I'm guessing we're well ahead of schedule still. So we can let this play. I don't really know what the show's like. All the fairies are on a tiny island and they can't go anywhere, but they're happy, so that's good. Did I say fairies? I meant gnomes. Wrong one. I didn't show the opening. I could show that in a moment, Floobs. Yeah, so the name of the guy who made the game, Dano Kablamo, that's the name he goes by. Can't think of a better name for the man who made the game. And I guess if we have time, there's 2 things I can show. I don't know what time we got for the run. I'm gonna have to start a new game just to show the intro. I guess his name doesn't matter. I'll go for XD, like my other save. Tale of XD, the bravest gnome who ever lived. Oh, here we go. So yeah, you can see there with the very instrumental gnomes. Oh, here it shows actually the title screen. It comes up with whatever name you put in the menu. So it's XD's quest now. It would have been the Law's quest. But obviously we need to skip that to go fast. So I'll quickly show one other thing that for some reason Dano Kablamo decided to include in his game. But I can't complain that he did. And I've never seen anyone put something like this in a 3D platformer before. This is the first of its kind. So back here, near the starting area, you have got Melody Island, which is better than anything you could imagine. You can't possibly imagine what this is going to be. Must be some nice little Easter egg, right? It's a gnome-based digital audio workstation. Next gen, I know. You use your berries to select notes, chords, different drums. And you can make some sick beats. Yeah, so I'll put together I'll try and put something together quickly here. I won't think about it. I'll just shoot some random ones. 'Cause not. Okay. What do we want? Okay, here we go. Oh, that's awful. Let's not go power chords. This is quite the banger we're putting together here. Celebratory song. This is the worst sounding music I've ever done in this game. But I think it speaks volumes about the run you just witnessed. So thanks for suffering with me. This has been Gnomes vs. Fairies. Just pure gem that you can find on Steam. Oh, I'm forgetting something actually. There's one instrument that I need to have. Show the base gnome. Oh, you mean the one in the sky? Okay. Let's see, where is he? I thought he was... Hold up. This is driving me insane, this music, so give me a second here. There was a gnome up in the sky last time I showed this on stream, but it appears he's not there this time, because this game was good, and it works the same every time. Super consistent to run it, I don't know why you wouldn't. Well, okay, that's all I have. Hope you enjoyed, and hope you enjoy the rest of Valuethon.
Alright, we're going to go and get set up for time shift here. Any % casual with Shockwave, so that'll be ready to go in just a moment.